All right, so Clayton says, in your opinion, what's a better way to get started with local businesses? So I'm going to assume, Clayton, just got to make the assumption that you're wanting to work with local businesses and offer your marketing services, right? So in your opinion, what is the better way to get started with local businesses? One, offer lead generation through your own ads and digital assets, or two, offer to run their digital marketing, and why? Okay, so if you asked me this question, you asked me this very question 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, even probably 18 months ago to 2 years ago or longer, you would get a very different version or a very different answer than today. Okay. See this right here? This instant traffic source kind of test, so to speak, that we've been talking about today. This is new in the last 18 months. My positioning and my thoughts have changed. And the reason is because I spent a lot of wasted time, effort, and money, like I shared with you guys, going after things first with free traffic sources that take a long time, right? And then I find out that my client sucks or my back end sucks, or I thought it was going to be super easy to sell people once I got them in and I started getting traffic, right? I underestimated the work involved on the back end to turn a prospect, a cold prospect, into a customer, okay? And so because of that, either the client sucked, I sucked, I didn't do a good job vetting them, whatever the conversion mechanism was on this wasn't very good, okay? And it took me a really long time to figure this out. If you're working with the right prospects, they've got this figured out. So I'm going to ask you a really stupid question, Clayton, and I don't want you to take offense to this, but would you rather work with the right customer that has this figured out and that can make Google search work for them because they've already figured it out, right? That can make Facebook work for them because they already have their systems dialed in. They're answering all the calls. They're following up with their customers, right? They're doing everything right, and they have a proven process to take a cold prospect and turn them into a paying customer. Would you rather work with them, or would you rather work with some bum off the street, right? In terms of a prospect or company that has no idea what they're doing and they have to figure it out themselves, right? They're starting from zero. Which one would you rather work with? And I know it sounds like a sarcastic question, but I'm being serious. Like, which would you rather work with? So me, guys, I got really sick. I got really sick of pitching clients and not having this, right? And so I do all the work. I go to town. I wouldn't collect any money for it. I get the phone call ringing. I get the phone ringing. I get the traffic coming in, right? And then I find out that I'm not partnered with the right person, or I find out that my mechanism for turning the traffic source into paying customers or paying me, right, wasn't very good. Okay, so that's the problem with the model of like pay per call or pay per lead or pay per sale. Okay, even if I'm really skilled, right? If I don't have the right person doing that conversion mechanism, it doesn't matter. I could be the best guy in the world for generating leads, and I'm not. Like, let's be honest, I'm not the best person in the world, right? Am I good? Yeah, I'm okay, right? But it's all about getting, for me, the right partner. Okay, so for me, what I do now, I think, is smarter. Okay, what I do now is smarter on a local level. Instead of me going in and doing lead gen, right? And having somebody's first interaction or encounter with me be based upon pay per call or pay per lead, I go in and I perform a market test. Okay, and I put my money where my mouth is, right? Somebody comes to me and they're a good prospect and I want to do something with them, no problem. I will front load my team, right, to build out the campaign, to build the landing pages, to build all the ads, right, to do all the keyword research, to run that thing, maintain that thing, and to do it every single day, okay? But in exchange, Mr. Business Owner, you're going to need to supply the ad spend, okay? I'll go to work for free, but I'm not supplying ad spend, okay? So they supply ad spend. We do this market test. And guys, I use Google search to do this, but you could use Facebook as well, right? I do this and I do the market test for 30 days. Okay. After 30 days, understand what we have. We understand the cost per clicks, right? We understand the cost per acquisition or cost per lead. We understand what keywords are driving the actual leads. Now we know what to rank for organically, right? We know what offers work, AKA like what we're saying in our ad. Okay, and we also know where all the wasted traffic is, right? All the keywords and all the searches that we got in that weren't relevant, right? Those then become negative searches, right? Let me give you guys an example of this right here. This is the money. If you know this in a niche and you're not a millionaire, you're doing it wrong, right? You are flat out doing it wrong. If you know what it takes to in terms of an offer in a niche, you know what the cost per clicks are, you know what the CPA is, right? You know what keywords or what targeting in terms if you're using Facebook, right? And you know how to get rid of your wasted traffic, and you're not a millionaire, you're doing it wrong. Let me be blunt with you, you're just fucking lazy, right? Because once you figure this out, it's time to scale. If you've done this work and all that's left is scaling, right? That just means putting on your blinders and going to town and not doing anything else. That means not getting distracted. Okay, if you figure out how to do this for any local business, okay, the way that you scale is by taking this offer, right, for whatever niche this was, chiropractors, dentists, right? It doesn't matter, right? And you go bring on, 10, 20, 30 more of these, and you're there. Does that make sense? Frankie, definitely watch the replay, brother. I answered your question earlier. Does that make sense to everybody? Can I get some feedback on GoTo and on YouTube? Like, you know everything about the market then, right? So the reason I do this instead of pay-per-call to start too is that this is my benchmark. Okay, so when a client says, Joe, thanks for sending me those leads, but the quality isn't as good as my referrals. Well, no shit. The quality isn't as good as this, or because of the quality and because of the cost, it's not really worthwhile. Folks, at the end of the day, people are running Facebook ads in a niche. Okay, people are running Google search ads in a niche. Go look, you can see them there. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you're not doing things right. It means that you probably don't have the right prospect. You don't have the right customer. Okay, and so when you sell pay-per-call first and you skip this market test, you have no benchmark. When you have no benchmark, all that a customer can do is complain and say, Joe, I need you to bring down the cost. Like, you could have no markup. You could be quite literally passing on the leads at cost, and there's no benchmark. They don't understand that, right? And then finally you're going to break and you're going to be like, fuck, dude, I'm not making any money. I can't charge you less. If you do this instead, right, then your customer knows what it takes to get a customer. They understand the CPA. They understand the value of what it is that you're doing. And Google now, or Facebook, is the issue, right? They're the quote unquote bad guy, not you, right? And it's like, dude, there's other people in the industry doing it. We just got to make sure that we monetize it, right? So would you like some help with that, or, are you giving up on growing your business? Right? So, Clayton, to answer your question now, right, I'm doing something to get my foot in the door, right? And I'm not selling pay-per-call directly. I'm either giving this 30-day market test, okay, or I'm selling remarketing and retargeting as my foot in the door. Okay. Somebody comes to me right now for pay-per-call, right? I'll give them this. They're a referral, right? They're coming vetted or pre-vetted already and they're ready to buy. I sell them on this. Right? If they're coming to me cold or I'm reaching out cold, I'm pushing to a remarketing slash retargeting offer. And then I'm letting this tell me if they're a good prospect or not. If they're a good prospect, they're a good customer. In 30 to 60 days, after I've sold them remarketing and retargeting and I've got them a hell of a return on investment, almost always they're coming back and they're saying, Joe, this is crushing it. Thank you. Right? What else can we do for cold traffic? How can we get more traffic? How can we get more leads? And then I'm going to the 30-day market test. So Clayton, I hope that makes sense. I hope it makes sense why my answer is different than it used to be 18 months, 2 years ago. And I think that this is the best, this is the best way. Okay, this is going to save you a whole lot of heartache if you run it this way, I believe.